So you guys have seen me get hundreds of thousands of dollars of payouts using this exact strategy, but today we're going to do a full back test of the entire thing from start to finish. I'm going to even show you guys how to actually set up the full trading strategy, and then we'll go into the entire back testing session. So first things first, like I said, we're going to go over to this tool here. This is the Fibonacci Retracement tool. Now, this strategy is called the Fibonacci Retracement Model, and it's honestly extremely simple. We're going to go into the settings here and take off everything except for these 5 values right here. So 0, 0.65, 0.618, 1, and 0.5. Now, you might have to add 0.618. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. So all you would do is just edit this one to say 0.618 instead. And then as you can see, it would actually show up right there with it. So very, very simple. All you're going to do is that. We're going to take off a couple of those values. And now we have this right here. So the object of this trading strategy is very, very simple. What we're looking for is moves inside of trend that come down to test either the golden pocket or the 50% and then continue in the same direction, right? This would be the exact same thing for the downside as well. So what we would look for is a move that is pushing down, a retest of the 50% or the golden pocket, and then a continuation in the same direction. So it's really, really simple. There's a second system within it as well that you're going to see me probably take at least once in this video, where we have a large golden pocket that is over a bigger time frame. And then what ends up happening is we push all the way down into that. Let's say it's a 1 hour golden pocket. If you guys don't know, this is called your golden pocket here, or your GP, and this is called your 50%. These are things that I'm going to say a lot during this video, so make sure that you understand that. The golden pocket is the most important spot on the chart, and the 50% is the second most important spot on the chart, right? So there's kind of just 2 things that you need to know, and that's about it. If you just copy everything that I do in this video, you'll probably be able to get this strategy down fairly quickly. It's not too difficult, but let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, guys, I always like to use larger time frame golden pockets. So what I'm going to do is back test over the last 2 months, and we're going to just go every single day back test. All right, let's get started. So first things first, guys, I like to use higher time frame fibs. So we're going to go to the higher time frames to be able to find those positions rather than going to lower time frames. I know a lot of you guys have seen strategies that are on like the 1 minute, that are on the 30-second time frame. It's not what I do. Sadly, I'm sorry, guys, you're not going to enjoy that, but it's what for the most part, I like to see things from a macro perspective, not from a micro perspective, right? So 30-second time frames are just going to have a lot of fake outs that I don't really care for. And that's just a big thing to understand for me personally. This 1 hour time frame is showing very choppy right now. So let's see if we can get some trend before I start taking a position here. Remember, guys, when it comes to drawing out the golden pockets, you always want to draw from the lowest point of a range to the highest point of a range. So for example, if we start to make a little bit of a difference here, one thing that we can do is draw our fib from the top of this range to the bottom of this range, right? So for example, like that. That's how I would draw a fib out if I were to use it on like shorter time frame examples. What I mean by that is the 5 minute here, for example, we can do it like this. There's a golden pocket that's established right here. This is for smaller time frames. If you were to do it, you would wait for a touch of the 50% or of the golden pocket, and you would take that position, right? That's not how I trade personally. For me, just to be honest with you guys, it's not how I trade. But there is a likelihood that that does just continue in your favor, right? For me, not so much. But let's take a look. Here we're starting to get a TFC through the golden pocket to the downside. This actually doesn't look so bad whatsoever. If we look at the higher time frames, we see the same thing. Price does look like it wants to come down. If we were to target, we would target these areas right here. So we can start to look for a position here on lower time frames, like the 2 minute or the 5 minute, and see if there's something that actually makes sense, right? This one makes a little bit of sense. We could take this right here with $1,000 of risk, and then we can have our final target to be down there. That's very possible. We could also do this right here. So those are 2 ideas that I do like a lot, because that stops above the 50% as well. I honestly am going to go ahead and just try that, and let's see if that's an idea that actually works for us. So here's where I'm starting to think we can take some trims off. I believe if I want to take trims, I can just do this and I can sell the order. Or you could put stops back at break even and just let the order run that way. I'll probably just do that. Here's where our first target is. We can honestly take full profit if we want to here, or we can just attempt to see if we could let that run. Let me see what happens if I add. Okay, so that doesn't do that. Let's take that order off. There we go. Okay. Okay, we don't really have an option here. So let's go ahead and move this stop loss to above structure, and we're just going to do this. There's no trimming available here. I would trim personally here, but let's let it run. Okay, we're starting to get to target. Beautiful, target hit. So that's an absolutely massive position. We end up going over 200 points there. So beautiful trade. Let's see if there's anything we can find here. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, we have a beautiful golden pocket touch here. There is potential since we've just seen how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 momentum red candles in a row. We could definitely see that continuation down to this low. So let's start to look to see if we can find any TFC entries. And here we already have a beautiful setup that looks like it wants to form. So we could set something like this here. Could set something like this here for a TFC below this low. And we can set stop losses above this high. Targets down to these lows. We can let that run. That looks pretty good. We'd have to get a lot of strength here. So I could just put entries below that entirely. If we go to higher time frame, that does make sense. There's a bit of an order block right here, so there's a bit of like a level of demand in this area, so be very careful of that. I'll probably honestly drop size in this position, so that way I'm not forcing crazy size on a position that doesn't make any sense to do so. But this will risk less and honestly be decently okay to give us some good profit here. So let's risk like this. Let's set the position up. If we look for a TFC, boom. We could still set stops over the 50% as well. That just makes this a 1.5 to 1 risk reward trade. So while we could, let's try it. There you go, and we end up blasting targets. Just beautiful, right? We do continue down. Like I said, I would like to take trims. I have no idea how. I'm being dead honest with you guys. Trims don't make any sense to me on this platform. If anybody knows FX Replay better than me, maybe you'll understand it. But for me, I have no idea how to take trims. So we're going to take every position just full size. No real trend yet, so we still have to use lower time frame fibs. Not really ideal whatsoever. See if we can start to see an upside. Beautiful. Okay, so we do start to see an upside here, which means we can go to higher time frame, set up a higher time frame fib like this. Boom. And you guys are seeing it's the same positions every single time. We're just seeing continuations on Fibonacci retracement areas. Because of, honestly, I'm happy to try this out. Because I've made so much profit already on these big positions, I'm happy to try something like this out. So let's see if we come up to this golden pocket. Because if we do, this could be a decent position. Setting targets down to this, we could see a massive trade here. So let's see what happens. I'm happy to give it a shot. There we touch the 50%. Let's see if this gives us that rejection. Not super strong. Very choppy. Okay. Here, let's set stops at break even. Boom. This is already up quite a bit as well. This is up literally 200 points. So feel free. You could just, I'm talking like I'm, oh my God. I have a one-on-one mentorship program and I live stream to them every single day. And I tell them when to trim, and I tell them, or not when to trim, but when I would trim. So I say, feel free to trim, feel free to cut the position here. I'm literally talking to you guys like I'm talking to my one-on-one mentorship program. Super weird. That was crazy. I want to try and hold runners here. All right, had to pause. My dog was being super annoying. All right, we're gonna let this go with stop losses at break even. See if this gives us this target all the way down to these lows here. We just wait it out, end up tapping that there. So if you guys see why we tapped that there, because we started a new golden pocket, targets probably should have been put there, right? So that ends up being a break-even position. Probably should have put targets down to the golden pocket there instead of getting a little greedy, trying to catch the big move. I can't trim on this platform, and I know that. So It's getting kind of annoying, but we'll continue to trade this like normal. One thing we notice here is that we are starting to already see a potential move to the upside off of this golden pocket. Yeah, beautiful. So we're already seeing a potential upside move off of this golden pocket. If we see some type of retest of the golden pocket, I'm happy to do this. Stops below there, targets up to this high. Very happy to try that. We get it. Let's see. Boom. Perfect. So that position right there, I did not hold up on the thing. My bad. But we had stops below the 50%. We ended up tapping this area, having that continuation, faking it, coming down, and then coming straight through. This is the importance of putting your stop loss on the other side of key levels, right? If I had my stop loss underneath the golden pocket there, would have been stopped out. But because I put it underneath the 50%, we're good to go on that position. Let's see if we can find anything else. Continue to see if there's any other type of golden pocket that is established at any point here. Right now, I'm also seeing a very strong 1 hour golden pocket that maybe has the potential to make something happen here. It would be this golden pocket right here. If we can get the move down to there, we might be able to see a position. We might already be too late for that, though. Might be too late for that. We probably have to find another golden pocket somewhere else. Yeah, it looks like we're already just making the push. No? All right. Let's attempt then for a downside reversal through the golden pocket. So we're going to look for a TFC through the golden pocket. Stop losses over the golden pocket there. And we'll look for something like this. The last position was much bigger than this, but we'll see if this one works. Do we end up getting a push through that golden pocket there? Okay, we do. If we come up and retest that golden pocket, I'll probably just put stops right here. Very, very simple position. We're going to just do this here. There's that test. Man, we get stopped out in literal seconds. Maybe I should turn this down. All right, let's see what happens. Do we end up crushing straight through the golden pocket again? That's exactly what I thought would happen. I'm going to retry this position then a second time with my stops right here, targets here. Let that position run a second time, and I get stopped out twice. So this position is just not going to work for us. That's completely okay. Let's go like this. We're just establishing golden pockets left and right. That's all that's happening, right? Golden pockets are being established left and right. Here we see a potential position off of that golden pocket. Stop losses below the 50%. Targets up to those highs. I actually like this position a lot. We failed this position twice, which was not ideal. So let's see if this continuation position makes any sense. This is about a 1-to-1 risk to reward. I would like to see if this works. It does not work and instantly stops us out as well. So we're getting stopped out by everything, which means we need to wait for trend, right? As you can see, there is no trend. I'm getting stopped out left and right. So let's be careful and wait for actual trend to be established before we take any positions, because this is just extremely choppy. Lost 3 trades in a row. Remember, guys, you're going to see people posting 97% win rate strategies and stuff like that. Half of that's fake. This is where the reality of trading actually is you're going to take losses and things are going to happen sometimes. That's what I preach, and that's what I will preach every single day. This is the reality of trading. Sometimes it's not just sunshine and rainbows. Now, are we still up $13,000 on this backtest? Yes. That's the beauty of it. Sometimes you will be just green. We're seeing another potential setup here to continue through these highs. If we continued through the highs, we would actually aim for something like this. Now, I'm happy to try it. Because I do think that we've chopped for a long time. What I would do here, if this is a backtest, so I can be a little bit more risky, but what I would do here is actually just wait till a trend is established, if I'm being 100% honest with you guys. But it's a backtest, so I can get a little risky here. We don't get that entry there, looks like. Now we might start seeing actual trend being established. Yes, okay. So now we have trend being established, which is good. We didn't get this entry here. But we do have a golden pocket right here. So let's see what happens off of this golden pocket area. Beautiful, we are already there. Let's go to the 5. Let's see what ends up happening. Do we just touch this and get a strong move off? Okay, we're starting to see some strength. We could just set an entry right here. Stop loss is below the golden pocket. Targets up towards these highs. Very strong move. Honestly, I'm happy with this position. Very happy with this position. If we were to take some type of trim here, it would be... where would I take trims here? Probably up at one of these highs. Yeah, this is going to go up. This is going to go up big time. So I'm willing to take this position here. Honestly, let's do it like this on the 5-minute. And we get this entry here. Ends up blasting. When can we put stops at break even? Probably once we break this structure right here. If we break that structure, we'll probably end up being able to set stops at break even. Let's let it run. See if it actually ends up going up to that structure there. Remember, guys, we do have that target. If I could trim, I would trim here. I can't trim, and even if I even if I had more than one contract on, I still couldn't trim. So this platform, FX Replay, never used it before, but kind of sucks. Let's see. So I'll put stops at break even here and let the trade continue to run. Let's just move it, zoom it up. That way I can see it actually move. There's target hit. So I could feel free to just cut the position off here. I'll probably just raise stops instead, because that's probably just what I'll do. Instead of trimming, I'll just raise stops, which I don't really enjoy doing, but we'll let it work. We'll let it work. Ooh, okay. So we ended up getting stops hit. I would have loved to trim there, but it just sucks. We don't get the trim there. That's over 200 points again. So huge position, huge trade there. Let's see. We do have another golden pocket that's established here. Boom. Right there, we have another golden pocket established. So let's go back to the 5. And let's see, does anything actually happen here to where we can start to look for trades? Pretty strong candles looking for downside. I'm going to take a quick scalp here. We'll take a quick scalp. Stop loss is over here. Target's down to here. Quick scalp. Did that count as a loss? I don't even know. Oh, it ended up working. Ended up working big time, too. All right, let's do this. Off of just the reclaim. Very, very simple. This is actually probably the simplest trade we've taken so far. I'm noticing that the volatility is pretty aggressive, so we could just put stops over this 50%. That'd probably make us a lot happier, because we'll probably tank some loss going into this. But also, I kind of want to just take these are scalp positions, so I could just take the light risk there. Again, look what would have happened, right? We would have gotten stopped out big time there. So that's why I just went ahead and took the light risk. Some of these positions are going to be lighter risk than others. We end up getting a strong move through the golden pocket once again. What in the world is happening here? Let's go to the higher time frame. See if I can make some sense of this. Just choppy. That's really what it is. If we go to the daily time frame, yeah, this is just disgusting. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour. Let's see if we can find a position off of this that actually makes any sense. Because right now, not looking too good. Not looking too good for the home team. Huge candle drop there. Okay, huge candle drop there. We'll probably see a reclaim of this somewhere. No reclaim, just a strong push down. Wow, look at that. Looking to see if there's any type of movement that gives us any type of golden pocket opportunity. Here, I see absolutely nothing. Okay, we see that we've kind of started a little bit of a potential trend here. Have that golden pocket there. Let's see if we even come up to that golden pocket. We do, and good news, we see a perfect TFC off of this golden pocket as well, which I would like to target this high right here. this would be the best place to target for this because I know that we're going to try to flip there. That's actually 250 points anyway, so that's a huge position. We could target something like this, and we could enter right here with stops here and targets up to those highs a little bit lower than the high because a lot of times we like to flip at that area. Let's try this. Nice, 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 nice. Perfect. Target hit. Beautiful. We get that golden pocket continuation off the level. It's just the same thing every time. It really is. That's why this is my favorite strategy. Like, it just keeps going. You really can just take the same position over and over again, and it will just work. The craziest thing. All right, let's see what we got here. Noticing a lot of stuff happening right now. Let's go to the 5. That's a 1 hour golden pocket. That's pretty strong. So let's look for continuations to the upside off of it, off of the 5-minute time frame. If we go next candles. Oh, do we fail off of it instead? Let's hope not. Damn, I zoomed right past it. That's on me. Are we going to come down and test that again? If so, look at this risk. Barely anything. Barely anything. I'm hoping we do come down to test that. If we come down, it's just going to stop me out instantly, actually. You know what? I'll take this off. If we come down, I will get stopped out instantly on that. Look at this chop. 1 hour time frame is showing us pretty much nothing right now. Okay, we should come down here to test that golden pocket. We never tested it, so this is why I'm starting to get a little concerned about taking an upside position. We never came down to test that golden pocket, so we should, but it looks like it does not want to. Okay, we are doing a lot of nothing right now. Let's wait till trend is established. Look at this. This is so much nothing. It is crazy. I'm just gonna... Oh, there we go. We touched the golden pocket here. All right. I would have taken a position right there, but I accidentally went too far. So I'll take the position here just because I honestly like the position a lot. Let's go with this. Targets up to these highs. I like this position a lot. I would take it over and over again. I have no problem with this position whatsoever. Let's put the entry right there. Target here. Stops there. Perfect. I would take this position over and over again. Let's do 15-minute. That way we can actually see. And there should be a trim area right around that 50% area there. Here, I like the position. I want to start looking at break-even stops once we get over that area. All right, we're near the area. I'm happy with stops at break-even now, and we let the position go. Let's see if it has enough room. Break-even stops hit there. We didn't even get up to the 50%. How unfortunate is that? All right, let's see. We have a 1 hour golden pocket somewhere along this area. You guys see that there's not a lot of losses here. It is pretty much just either break evens or we don't even enter our position yet. So it's not really ideal. Okay, golden pocket. Like, don't tell me we're gonna... I want to see that golden pocket get touched. Boom. All right. Let's make some decisions here. 5-minute time frame. Let's go look for a decision. I love the idea of downside now. I'm a very big fan of the idea of downside. Let's do this with stops right here. Targets down towards the low of the golden pocket there, or the low of that area. This looks so good to me. Boom, boom. Targets down to here. Stops should go above the 50%, but man, that's a lot of risk. I'll probably just do this instead. Yeah, thank God, right? We already knew that stop was probably going to happen there. We attempted the downside continuation. Now we're looking for the upside. Already off of it, it looks like we want upside. Let's look to see what happened already. Was there any type of... There's all the retests in the world, actually. This is like retest city. Because we can aim for highs, which is really nice. The only thing is we need to be very careful because of the fact that we have just like all of this liquidity in the way. So we'll do the same thing here. Stops at break even once we hit the 50%. Boom. We hit the 50%. I did not get enough time to put stops at break even, so we got stopped out. It's sometimes with the backtesting, guys, I don't know how to like... I'm being honest. You guys are seeing very honestly, I would have put stops at break even there, but it like I pressed the play button and it ran straight through and touched the 50%. And then I was supposed to put stops at break even, but it was like already just shooting all the way past my stop. I had no idea what to do in that situation. So that's on me. I like up downside here. I'm a fan of downside here. Continuing through the golden pocket. Stop loss is over the 50%. That's actually pretty heavy risk too. So let's be careful. We're going to try it though. We're going to try it. Our entry is below there. Target down to here. I'll tell you guys when I would put stops at break even. That way, I'm going to tell you guys when I would. The problem is anytime I tell you guys when I would put stops at break even, it just ends up running like 8 million times without me. So it's kind of annoying, but ooh, looks pretty rough here. Looks very rough here. Definitely looks like a stop loss. Let's see. Stop loss there. We did lose a decent amount of profit there, actually. So because of the fact that we did not put stops above the golden pocket, we put stops above the 50% instead. Did not go our way. Let's see. Boom. Golden pocket established right there. Keep it running. Trap between these two 50% levels. Whoa. We'll just go for this. Targets up to these highs. Let's see what that looks like on the 5, though. Let's look for a TFC over the 5. Nothing. Nothing. Looking for that golden pocket TFC there. Probably shouldn't just have the order on, yeah, because then it's just going to enter me in a position that's not a TFC. That's silly, man. Silly. Look at that. With the strength of this area, I'm going to actually move targets, and we're going to put stops underneath. I honestly want to put stops on now. Might put stops at break even now. Okay. Stops at break even here. Targets up to there. Stop losses should have been underneath the 50%, but I have already moved them to break even. We're probably going to reverse here. Looks like potential move to the upside. Strong candles, strong breaks. I would love to trim here. Guys, please, if anybody knows how to trim on FX Replay, let me know, because I would trim right here. I want my target to be there, but I also would like it to be, hold up. I also would like it to be up here. So I want 2 areas, that one and that one. This is literally 1,200 ticks, 300 points. It's a huge position. I would trim off here. Honestly, this is TP1. I would trim off here. I'm just going to do that. Oh, wait. I just figured it out. Okay, cool. All right, now I can do what I wanted to do for the rest of this session. Let's go ahead and stop out here. Let's close 100% of this position. Okay, I have ideas now. I know how to trim out, so this is going to help me a lot. And look at that. Beautiful stop. Beautiful target there. Perfect. We end up pushing straight through. Look at this choppy action. I have navigated this choppy action very well. I think this is like March or April. It's March going into April. This was terrible times to trade. Oh my gosh. The fact that I'm navigating March and April this well is pretty crazy because I didn't navigate them that well in real time. Actually, never mind. I should stop yapping because I'm pretty sure that was my biggest month ever. April was a April was a $46,000 month for me. I actually have the videos on it too. I remember. Okay. Let's test. Let's see. I'm going to go for something ballsy because we've already done quite a bit of profit here. I'm going to go for this entry right here towards this target. Yeah, that didn't work. All right, let's see. Let me stop. Let me stop. That was not a good idea. Beautiful. Potential TFC. Stop losses over this high. Targets down to that low. Beautiful, beautiful TFC. Let's go to other time frames first to make sure that actually makes any sense, though. Let's go to the 15. Okay. The 1 hour makes a lot of sense. 5 minute makes a lot of sense. We would target down to that low. Perfect. Let's try it. Looks like we may be getting wrong action. That's a long wick there. I do not like that wick. I would have exited like 15 times now because of these wicks. But I'm just going to hold it because of the fact that I want to keep the integrity of the back test. But I will move stops a little bit closer. That way, if we do lose, it's not that big of a stop loss. But the reason why this is happening, guys, a couple things. One, you've got an order block right here, right? Strong order block right there. Two, go to higher time frame. I believe this is the highest time frame that I like to use. We've already had that order block established. Like that's a very established order block. So strong likelihood to bounce over it. Look at the price action through it. So super choppy. This would give me all the reasons to exit. There it goes, right? This would give me all the reasons to exit in the world, but it's all good. I would just hold that for the integrity of the back test. I would have exited that though. Is there any type of action here that's going to give me a reason to enter anything at this point? Let's see. Just awful action. Again, this looks pretty decent. We could start to kind of go for like we can go for riskier stuff here. It's just going to start to kind of bleed our account out for no reason, right? Like we're up 11,000 right now. We can start to do something like this, but it'll probably just bleed the account. Beautiful target hit. It's just another golden pocket position, but we're doing this in chop. It's just like, doesn't feel morally right to continue doing this in chop over and over again. So probably just be a little bit more careful because we're just doing very choppy movements. So let's go to the higher time frame. Let's wait until we can establish some type of golden pocket. Like this would be a decent golden pocket to establish. Let's see when it actually starts. We continue dropping here. Wow. Would you look at that? Would you look at where I mean, it's like crazy how price action just works that way. Okay, down to the golden pocket. Let's see what ends up happening here. Can we get some type of... You guys can't see my P&L. Oh, wow. We've gone this whole session without seeing my P&L. You guys will see the P&L at the very end, okay? Right now we're up $16,000 on a 100K account, so it's pretty good. 16% in 1 month. Very solid. Let's see what happens here. Do we see a nice potential move? We could just do this here. These are huge trades, by the way. These are massive trades. Try this. Stop loss below the 50%. Target up to here. We could definitely try that. That's a silly idea, though. So what I won't do is try that. But I like the idea. If I could get less risk on, I would. Yeah, stopped out instantly. I totally would. I'd love to do that with less risk. Whoa, I was trying to enter again. I love the trade idea. I just didn't get to enter it because of the fact that the risk was so messed up. All right, let's do this. Let's give it that entry. Stop loss underneath here. Target up to here. There's the flip. And there's the move up. Huge, huge downside move. Just massive. Pushes straight through. Massive, massive downside move. Is this the right? Oh, I was using the wrong golden pocket. How crazy is that? No wonder we lost that trade. We were using the wrong golden pocket. We're supposed to be using this. Okay, well, that wasn't just an error on my part. 100%. This will bounce off of this golden pocket here. So let's just do this. That's going to come down. It's going to bounce off the golden pocket. There it is. We have our target right here. I have our stops right here. The moment that this gets over this high, I will set stops at break even. I honestly would like to break even stops now, but it's all good. Okay, stops got hit there. Or sorry, stops moved to break even there. See if this gives us this move up and over. Just so much chop. Just impossible chop to navigate sometimes. Look at how choppy this chart is. Oh, man. This is so rough. This is so rough to navigate. My lord, look at this chart. Stops hit a break even, man. It's just so choppy, so gross. We hit that high there. Massive trade idea, but did not work. Looking like we're trying to come through here. We could try this out with a TP down to here. Stop loss over these, over this. Could attempt that. Now those breakthroughs have messed up a lot over time. Here's where I'd put stops at break even. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. This is a beautiful position. I'm willing to say that we would probably run straight through these lows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys I would trim, but I'm going to just hold the position. But right there, I would trim. I would have, look, I'm being honest, I would trim there, okay? But I don't think it's going to allow me to do so. Because I had already set my thing to NQ. Unless I had added more contracts into the position, I don't think it would let me. But I would have trimmed there. Pretty much always. There's your TP. Let's look where we would target if we were actually looking to hold this position even further. Honestly, there isn't much to target here. I probably would just cut the position. But normally what I like to do is just let positions run. So what I'll do is I'll set stops like this. I'll just let it go. Okay, this is giving me a pretty decent stop. Now I'll just put targets right there at those lows. And yeah, we'll just let the position run. That's beautiful. I'm happy to start taking profits now. What I'll do is I'll go down to here and I'll just look for profit. Yeah, stopped out. Anyways, beautiful position. We ended up taking the TFC through the golden pocket. Just every time you pretty much fail a golden pocket move in one way, there's definitely still likelihood for it to go in the other direction. It's not a crazy thought process there. Let's see. Let's get to our golden pocket out here. Boom. Let's see if we can find ourselves a move that makes any sense. Wow, this thing just keeps rocketing to the downside. I would love to trim here. Like, if I could trim, this would make this a lot better for me. But I can trim. I would just have to use two contracts rather than one. Let's attempt this here. Try this. Here we go. Just a Fibonacci retracement position here. Looks like we got the retracement at the 50%, not the 61.8 that time. So as you guys can see, sometimes it'll go at the 50% rather than the 61.8. That's fine. Not the craziest thing in the world. It just happens on occasion. Let's see. Can we start to look for some type of golden pocket move? Right now, you guys are only seeing me trade the golden pocket. I'm not trading any 50% trades, so. Huge test of that golden pocket there. I would have loved to see if I can take a position off of it. Wow, look at the size of that move. Oh, this is nice. Let's go for this. Underneath the golden pocket here. Targets up to those highs. Actually, targets past the highs. What we're going to do is we're going to drag. We're going to go for this. Oh, yeah, that's a perfect target. The first target for there is perfect there. But we'll go for a final target of up here at those highs. And this is where I'll put stops at break even. Let's do this for our position here. So we'll enter there. Stop losses here. Targets underneath the golden pocket. Yeah, looks good to me. Let's see it. 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 Stopped out, but this will go our way. So I'm going to re-enter this one whenever we get that. Okay. Like I told you guys, I'm going to re-enter this one because I do think that this will just go. All right. They're playing with me right now. I'm being toyed with at the moment. Like I said, this is definitely a good position, so we're going to retry that. We're going to put stops a little bit lower now, give ourselves a little bit more risk here because this just is a good position. Oops, let me put TP up here. This is just a good position. Like I told you, it's going to work one of these times. Just didn't know when. Beautiful. Perfect. Tried that 3 times with a 2-to-1 risk to reward. Super annoying, but it worked both times. Stop loss was here, so it was actually a 3-to-1 risk to reward roughly on that position. But I wanted that position. That was going to be a good one. Seeing a golden pocket up there. Okay, we're headed towards the golden pocket. Let's see how we react to it. Up there. We're on the 5-minute. 5-minute. What am I doing? Okay. We could take something with low risk, something like this, and try it. Or we can just be a little bit more careful. Okay, this is starting to give me longs. Stops underneath the golden pocket. Target up to, what is this blue line? What did I create this blue line here for? Literally nothing. All right. No idea why that blue line's there. I like this entry here. Probably a little bit higher up. Can I not move my entry? All right. We're going to target these highs. We're going to go for a big position here. We're going to target these highs. I'll put stops at break even once we get past this area right here. This is a crazy position. This is 2,000 ticks. So if that goes, that is huge. We're going to attempt that with stops underneath this low. So we're risking 2K, but we're attempting to make 10. So this is a big position. Got stops hit there. Or sorry, we got entry hit there. Beautiful, beautiful movement. We're going to try and get stops once we get above this line right here. Move to break even. Yeah, we're going for it there. Okay, stops move to break even here. Here's where I would trim. I'd most likely trim right now. I cannot. So we're going to move stops. In that case, since I can't trim, we're going to move stops. But I would trim there. I'm going to keep stops where they are. Oh my God. I'm so, like, this is crazy that I have the, I need to go to MNQ instead, or just trade 2 contracts. Honestly, I'll start trading 2 contracts because I love the idea of trimming there. It just, I didn't have the ability to do so. But we did, it's a break-even position there. Let me clear these drawings. Let's do this right here. And then we have another one right up there for that. Okay, those are the 2 I want to use right now. Up to that golden pocket. See what happens with this golden pocket here. Oh, that's my position. No. There's my TFC. That's my position. Shoot. And this is up a lot. Unfortunate. Very choppy. Look at the choppiness of this position. This is incredible. All right, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Just play it like this. It'll be easier to look at. Do I have this as a fib yet? I don't know how long I'm supposed to backtest for, but all right. This is decent. Wow. That's strong. Let's do this. Stops underneath. Oh, targets. It starts getting a little heavy at this point. We'd put targets up towards these highs. That is hefty. What a hefty position size. Wow. So I have to use two NQ if I want to take this position. I don't really want to do that. Okay, we're at these highs right now. This is where I would trim one, right? You can either trim one, here, or you can trim one up at these highs. So here's where I would trim, right? Guaranteed I'm trimming here. So now, if I want to do that, I would come up to here, trim 1 contract, save. Beautiful. All right, now we put stops at break even. Oh, this is just great. This is just great. Okay. We just had to up our size, but it worked regardless. Look at that. Stops at break even killed us right there. This is rough. Rough price action here. Looks like we may not hit the full target anyways. Let's start getting a little aggressive. We've done this for 40 minutes now, so let's get a little aggressive. Boom. Let's come up to these highs. Okay, we're starting to look like we could get a position to the upside here. Stops underneath this 50%. Let's go to the 5 minute. Let's find ourselves our entry. You guys have seen me take literally like 50 positions already. Boom. We have a perfect entry here. Let's do 2 contracts since we are trimming a little bit. Stop loss is here. Targets up to these highs. Boom. And then we have ourselves that high right there to trim at. Boom. Oof. We just got absolutely destroyed on that one. We didn't even get up to the highs. Back to this golden pocket here. I guarantee you there's a position that I'm missing. There it is. There's the position that I'm missing. All right, we're attempting it again. Let's go. All right. Well, we're not going to catch that entry. It's huge. Let's do this. Boom. To here. Oh, it's just too large of a position. We filled the wick, though. All in 1 candle. Oh, man, that's crazy. No reversion whatsoever. Just strictly upwards. This is incredible. Okay, we start to have a position here that we could start to look at. It'll be this high to this low. We'll see if we can catch something here. Nope. This high to this low. Nice. Okay, let's start to look at what we get here. Touch the golden pocket there. Get a push up over it. I mean, let's look at what this looks like on the 1 hour. Oh, that's beautiful. Just get sells there. Over 50%. Targets down to here. What I would like to see is past it. So if we get past it, this would be a huge reversion. We could try this here. This would be a massive position. This would be a huge position, but we can attempt this. I'm happy to give it a shot. This is backtesting after all, so I can get a little bit risky on some of these positions. I don't mind it. Let's try this. Get a little risky. Okay, we're starting to seem like we want that move to continue. I do not like that. This is where I'm starting to get a little bit, this is flippy. This looks very flippy. Okay, we're getting that big push to the downside. Huge push. We flipped at the lows again, which now I'm starting to think since we flipped at those lows a second time, a third time, we're definitely looking like we do not want to continue through these lows. So what I'm going to do is once we break the lows, I'll set stops at break even. What I want to do now is actually take the trim, but we're going to hold it. Like I thought, we retested that 4 different times. Did not look like it wanted to go. You can kind of see exactly how price starts to you know, work over time. Look how aggressive that was too. We got the exact target I wanted. I just did not take any trims. We're still up just around 20,000, so not a bad looking. Are you going to give me anything here? I don't think so. I'm doing all this without VWAP and EMA on my chart, which is crazy. Normally would have VWAP and EMA on my chart there for that, but what? I'm gonna still use this. I'm gonna use this fib here. I'm using this fib here. We're gonna do it. Gonna use the fib. Gap fill. It'll never go up. It'll never go up. That's coming down. All right, we got stopped. Some of these positions are definitely not working because of the fact that I do not have the right software. All right, here we go. Back up to that golden pocket. Beautiful. Let's see if we make the move over the golden pocket. We do, and I really wanted that entry right there, but it looks like I'm not going to get it. Oh, how unfortunate. That's my entry right there. Like, you guys see the TFC through the... It's okay. It's okay. We'll look for another one. I'm moving way too fast. The platform, it just moves really, really, really quickly. So sometimes I'm going to miss positions, but it is what it is. That's what I've realized, is sometimes you're just going to miss trades that you didn't want to miss, but... Look at the size of these moves. I want to see some type of retrace. There we go. There's some type of retrace there. Am I really about to try this, though? It's like not ideal whatsoever. Down to that 50%. Nice. You guys want to see if there's a retrace here? You guys down to see if there's a retrace at this area? Look at the size of this move with no retracement. I would think that there's definitely going to be some type of retracement down in this area. It's insane if there isn't one. No fill here. Just a smooth move up. Look at that. Oh, wow. That is crazy that there is just nothing here. Just huge move up with no retracement. Dude, what is this? What day was this? I must have crushed on this day. Look at the size of this move. This is incredible to watch. I have no idea what day this was. This is insane. A normal TFC system, like I would just enter on those highs. Is there anything here for me? Wow, that is just pushing up. I mean, there's nothing here for me. It just continues to push up on me. Those new days definitely get me. Let's see if we could target towards gap fill. Stop losses underneath that level. We could try this. See if we fill the gap there. Is that a $7,000 loss? All right, let's not do that. Target the gap fill. We can attempt it. We are in the middle of this gap fill here. Is there anything that's going to stop this from going in the direction we want it to? It's just moving too fast for me to comprehend. It's crazy. Like, here's where I'd start to trim. So what I will do is, we've already seen so much weird movement. We're just going to trim one off there. And we're going to let the rest run. We're going to put stops here at break even. I genuinely want to see this push past. So I'm going to watch it push past. And it doesn't matter. Stops break even anyways. We didn't get our full target. So we did not get the full target there. Stops hit at break even. Looks like we may even just get the full target. So stops at break even probably wasn't even the move. My P&L went down. So I don't know what happened there. But it's all good, whatever happened there. Okay. Golden pocket. Nice. We can start to see a move here with stops underneath here. Targets up to these highs. Pretty simple. Pretty simple here. We could just see this move. Yeah. All right. No, we don't. We don't see that move. Not today. Happy to try it again. Oh my lord, what is this action? Dude, I'm seeing crazy spikes. It ends up going to the target too, which I'm very confused as to how I just... Look at that. Straight to target. There you go. Let's get one more here. Huge move there with no retracement. Wow. Would you look at that? That's a huge move. Let's try this. That is a gigantic move. We gapped up. We're going to look to continue through there. So what I want to do is move up stops. This is where my target is. I want to move stops into the green here, because I do think we're going to flush through that high at some point in the day. My thing is, though, guys, is that I want to trim. There we go. Beautiful push. This is massive. All we did was wait for the golden pocket touch. It's really nothing too crazy here. Waited for the golden pocket touch, and we put stop losses underneath the golden pocket there. Extremely strong. Very strong. Do we even have targets here? I'm going to move. Is this all-time highs? All right, so all-time highs, it looks like as well, which gives us not a lot to work with. So then let's do this. Let's move this super high up. And what we'll do is we'll just keep moving it underneath structure. We'll move stop losses underneath structure. So stop losses will go right here for now. Okay, $15,000 in the green. Once we can create new 5-minute structure, we'll put stops there. Looks like we hit stops as soon as I did that too. As soon as I put stops there, we went underneath the structure. It's crazy. Okay, let's do this. Boom. I'm going to attempt the exact same thing here. We're going to go here. Stop losses underneath here. Targets up to these highs. Looks like we're just flying. We are just absolutely flying here. I don't know that I would like that entry, actually. Oh, we already entered. We didn't even have a chance. I'm going to close one out. What is this? Let's close 50% of the position. Yeah, I don't really like that. But I'm willing to risk the rest of this. I just don't think that that's going to make that move. It does make the move, it looks like. Up towards highs. Beautiful. Let's raise up stops. Stop at break even. Actually, every time I stop at break even, that has not worked. So let's not stop at break even here. Thing is, that's a part of the model, so I probably just should, realistically. Yeah, we'll put stops at break even though it'll probably touch that stop loss and just ride straight back up, but that's okay. And that's why we have stops at break even. It's part of the system. Almost negotiated with myself, which is something that actually happens live, I'm sure, to all of you guys, is you negotiate with yourself. But then you have to remember, it's just your system. It's just how it works. It should work that way. You should not negotiate with the way that, you trade. It just doesn't make any sense to do that. Could attempt that. We're just doing the same golden pocket bounce over and over again. Looks like we touched golden pocket there. Do we flush through or do we start to push up? Beautiful. Oh, where's our target's going to be? Okay. We will wait for that to make the move. Okay, this is close enough. I like this. What we're going to do is we're going to close out half. Boom. We're going to put the second half. Just drop that stop. Make it real aggressive. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Kind of want stops at this point to be... Whoa, I just moved my whole recording. You guys won't believe what I just did there. All right, let's close this one out of the golden pocket. Yep, close that one out of the golden pocket. Not a bad job. Should we just get crazy with it? Let's get crazy with it. Let's take a straight rejection as soon as we took that profit with barely any risk on. We're just going to take it with no risk. Oh, it didn't work. We can try it again. This win rate is going to be questionable. The win rate today, man, is going to be questionable. Let's do that. There we go. Insane. I'm cutting it. What? Oh, would you look at that? That's not even a thing. You can't even do that. All right. Didn't know you could close out half of your contract. That would have made today's session really solid, actually, if I knew that was a thing. Okay, let's look for the 5 minute, see if there's anything that can give us something here. Wow, this is huge. Okay, we need for a retest of this golden pocket here. No retest the golden pocket. We just start flying. This is incredible action that I'm seeing right now. Just no retests. It's just strict, like, moves all the way up. Okay, we wait to see if we can get a golden pocket retest here. We do. Perfect. Let's see what happens when we're at this golden pocket. What I'll do is honestly just set an entry already, just in case I get a little... Okay, we end up getting the retest straight down. Looks like this is a downside potential position. I didn't want to enter there. That's crazy. It just entered me for literally no reason. But is there a reason on the 60? Not really. Okay, well, this just isn't the ideal trade. But we have already flushed over those, and I'm wondering if we flush over highs. So I'm going to give it a shot. Let's see. I didn't enter with 2 cons. Look at this move. That's insane. I didn't enter with 2 cons here, so I couldn't have trimmed. But if I enter this right here, we start to see that flush over highs, right? Start to see that flush over highs. We can cut 1 here. So we can cut half the position. Oh, boom. And then we can put stops underneath that. Let's put stops to break even. TP hit there. Should I just close it? We should just close it. Yeah, let's close it out. As much as I would love to just sit there and hold that, we'll just close it. I don't need to hold the entire thing. We're at just about 40K profit right now. That huge position really did do something for us. See, we have our golden pocket here. We just got to wait for our golden pocket to get touched. Look at the size of that trade. Oh my gosh, that candle's huge. This is the 1 hour and everything. Oh, these candles are not ideal. This is super choppy. I don't know how far I'm supposed to go here, but I'm still going. Wow, I looked over at my recording for 2 seconds and we just flew. We just absolutely flew off of that. All right. Didn't even get to see the reaction off of it. All right, here we go. Now we can see the reaction off of it. I mean, I do just love this idea. Stop loss is underneath here. Barely any risk. Oh, I have 1 contract on. I don't even have 2 cons on it in this one. So choppy. So choppy. Where's this golden pocket at? Let's put stops at break even. Oh my lord. Let's just cut the position at the golden pocket, should we? We're getting the flush up over it. All right, I'll cut it at the golden pocket there. We're getting the flush up over it, though. I wouldn't be surprised if this just continues up. Beautiful. I mean, look at that. It's insane. All right. Let's see. Have this here. I want to just stop the recording. We've been backtesting for over an hour, but I honestly enjoy this. This is really fun for me. So you guys just, hopefully you're just sitting here watching this go. What in the world is the size of this retracement? 1 hour golden pocket right here. And let's start getting to the point where we actually take that final trade. Oh my gosh, it just pushes up so high. All right. Let's look for the final trade. This trade will be open-ended. No target trade. Oh, get out of here. We don't actually have the test there. Whoa. Look at this, the volume here. This volume's incredible. We get a double top at that area. Beautiful flush straight through. Beautiful flush straight through. Let's put stops at break even. Let's drag this target to God knows where. Let's just let it run. Final trade here. We'll see if this gives us enough to actually make a strong push up. Starting to see a bit of slowness here, but there we go. All right, that's giving me the intention that we're probably going to flip. That double top there, right here at these highs, I do think this is going to flip, but because this is the last trade, I'm willing to just let it run. We're going to let it run. I do think that's going to flip, but let's give it the chance it deserves. There we go. And the chance it deserves is absolutely perfect. And we let this position run. This is all-time highs. So what I'll do is, as time goes on, I will set stops underneath structure, for example, right here. And hopefully we don't target structure. Okay, we targeted structure. We got our structure targeted almost immediately the moment that we entered the position, but it's all good. We did what we needed to do. All right, guys. So inside of this backtest, you can see we ended up profiting over $40,000 on the full test. Now, here's the deal, guys. One thing I want you to understand is that win rate means absolutely nothing. Because if you take a look at our overall profit, even with a 51% win rate, look at the overall curve of the trend. We're overall green the entire time. That's the beauty of a system that actually works, is that you're gonna see sometimes it doesn't win 100% of the time. Now, did a few of those trades, did I enter multiple times trying to get that same entry? Yeah, and it worked, you know, all of the times that I did because the strategy is actually good and actually worked. But remember, win rate doesn't matter, right? 51% win rate. Yet the reason why we're still so green is because a lot of the time we had above a 1-to-1 risk to reward, right? So there were some times where I took 3.6 to 1. Most times I took around 1.5 to 2 to 1 risk to reward. And we ended up crushing on the entirety of this trade. Profit factor is 1.86 to 1. So over 1-to-1, which is a profitable system. Anytime you have over 1-to-1 risk to reward, you have yourself a profitable system, right? So as you can see here, the average loss is around 2%. The worst loss is 4%. So that perfectly lines up with what I normally preach, which is maximum 5% loss. You want all of your losses to be around 2%. This is beautiful. We have 3 consecutive losses max, which is the overall rule that I have, which is I do not want to have more than 2 losses in a row. So as you can see, we had 2.1 losses in a row pretty much every time. 21 total losers, 22 total winners, but our wins were much higher than all of our losses. We held for our wins a lot better than we held for our losses, and that's the way that a profitable system should work. If you look at the overall sessions, you can see that in March, we ended up profiting 22% on our account. In April, we profited about 16%, and in May, 4%. The reason why this only goes to 4% is because I cut it at the end, because we had already been backtesting for over an hour. So 43% year-to-date gains on $100,000, which is incredible. I mean, think about it that way. Like on 100K, we made almost half of our account back using one strategy. I didn't do anything else. No other strategies in this video. The only strategies we tested were a bounce at the 50%, or sorry, a bounce at our fib areas or continuations at our fib areas. That's it. Only the Fibonacci retracement strategy. Here you can see in the month of March, you can see that we had a few losing days. We had a big losing day on the 13th here, but we just wiped all those losing days out with all of our huge winning days. So you can see we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 winning days, 4 or 5 losing days. It comes out to about a 50% win rate. This is why I tell you guys win rate doesn't matter whatsoever, right? It literally does not matter at all. We took about 1 trade per day on average, 4 trades per week on average, and about 14 trades per month on average. And as you guys can see, this is literally one of the most simple strategies in the world. It has a 50% to 80% win rate lots of times. You guys saw that I did do a few trades that were a little iffy that probably shouldn't have been taken, but you get bored in a 1 hour long simulation. So that's why some of those trades didn't go the way. It should be around a 70% win rate, but I did take some silly trades. But as you guys can see, beautiful curve, beautiful trend the entire time. We ended up seeing a massive gain around the second half where we started really letting winners just run, especially at that all-time high area, which I didn't even know was going to happen in the middle of this back test. But this was beautiful. And guys, if this is something that you really enjoyed watching, you loved watching the actual executions happen right in front of your face. Yes, there were some times where executions were a little bit weird just because of the backtesting platform or because I re-entered, on some positions that maybe shouldn't have been entered. Backtesting's kind of difficult. And that's the thing. It doesn't really matter, right? Like what actually matters is what happens when you live test things out, right? As you can see, there are some days here where I'm testing every single day, showing every entry that I take, and it's all with the exact same strategy. These are live positions that I'm testing right in front of everybody. It's the same thing every single time. We have the same type of level movements, we have the same type of golden pocket retracements, the same type of things, and I show all of my wins and all of my losses every single day. If you guys don't know what this is my one-on-one mentorship platform that I have literally spent years and years working on to make sure that I give you guys the best possible option to make as much money as possible. And as you guys can see, lots of students here are doing very well using this. You can see students having 5K days, students having 6K days, students having another $1,500 day, $1,500, 8K days, massive trading days because they were able to just follow the same strategy that I trade every single day. Now, if you want to actually work directly with me one-on-one, I am opening spots for the next month. So I'm only going to allow 10 people to work with me directly. First link in the description, it's just going to take you to apply to work with me. So if you put that application through, I'll take a look at it personally. And if you're a good fit to work with me, I will hop directly with you one-on-one and be able to replicate some of these results with you that I know that you are probably struggling when it comes to trading. But there's only a couple things that need to be tweaked, a couple things that need to be changed, and I've done this with over 450 people now. If you want to work directly with me, first link in the description. I hope to see you there. If you want to learn more about the strategy that I use to make over $43,000 in this backtest, then go ahead and click the video that's popping up on the screen. It's actually going to be a playlist of all of my strategies together. Remember, guys, this is just one confluence. I literally just used the fib and nothing else in this video. If I wanted to, I could have put on VWAP and EMA, which would have made this extremely profitable. And one more thing that I teach all of my mentorship students, I could have put that on as well, and it would have been huge. So this could have gone from a 50% win rate to a 60, 70, 80% win rate, and even more profitable. But we crushed this regardless. Hope you guys are enjoying these trading videos, and I will see you guys on the next one. Click the video right there. It's popping up. That way you can see the overall playlist that shows all my strategies. I'll see you guys all later. Adios, everybody. Goodbye.